Welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah.
Today we're jumping into the world of sex toys, something requested by many of you.
Yeah, it's a fascinating topic.
No.
And it's not just about the toys themselves, is it?
Exactly. It's really about understanding pleasure, our bodies, anatomy, and enhancing intimacy.
Whether that's solo or, with a partner.
Right. And look, people listening might have vastly different levels of experience here.
Totally. From curious beginners to, seasoned explorers.
Our goal is just to offer some insightful information, hopefully without overwhelming anyone.
So maybe outline the plan.
Good idea. We'll start with a bit of a refresher on sexual anatomy, kind of foundational stuff.
Then explore the huge range of toys and what they actually do.
We'll definitely get into material safety, pleasure, all that.
And touch on things like lube, maybe some bondage gear.
And finally, wrap up with care, cleaning, safe use. Super important.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Where do we start? Anatomy?
Let's do it. Let's unpack our amazing bodies.
It's funny, isn't it? We live in these bodies, but sometimes the details, they're a bit fuzzy.
Especially sexual anatomy. So let's start with female anatomy.
Okay. A really key thing first is the difference between the vulva and the vagina.
Right. The vulva is the outside bit.
Exactly. Everything you see externally. The inner and outer labia, the folds of skin, the fourchette and frenulum, which are connecting points, the openings for the urethra and vagina.
Yeah.
And, of course, the clitoral hood and the clitoral glands.
And the clitoris itself, it's way more than just the little nub. Right?
Oh, absolutely. That gland under the hood is packed with nerve endings. We're talking 6,000 to 8,000.
Wow. That's incredible sensitivity.
It really is, but it goes deeper. There's a shaft, connects to the frenulum.
Okay.
And then these wishbone-shaped legs, the crura, that reach back towards the fourchette.
So it's a whole internal structure, too.
Precisely. All designed purely for pleasure.
What's a common misunderstanding you think people have about it?
Well, often people just focus on that visible glans, the button. But knowing about the internal parts helps understand why stimulating the whole vulvar area feels good,
Makes sense. Okay, what about male anatomy?
All right. So externally, you've got the scrotum, which holds the testicles.
The hormone and sperm factories.
Yep. Then the penile shaft leading to the glands, or the head. Very sensitive, like the clitoris.
And the opening at the tip.
The urethral opening, shared exit for urine and semen.
Now the foreskin.
Mm-hmm.
That comes up a lot. Difference between circumcised and uncircumcised.
Right. On a circumcised penis, it's removed, so the glans is exposed.
Right.
You've got the corona, that ridge where the head meets the shaft. And underneath the frenulum, often super sensitive.
And uncircumcised.
The foreskin stays, covering the glands. And the inner layer is interesting. It's a mucous membrane.
Meaning?
Rich in blood vessels, nerve endings, keeps the glands soft, moist, sensitive. It also connects at the frenulum underneath.
Gotcha. And how does the perineum fit in?
Ah, yes, the perineum, that area between the base of the penis and the anus. Stimulating that spot can directly affect the bulb of the penis, which runs internally. Big role in pleasure.
Interesting. Okay, broadening out anal anatomy. This applies to everyone, right?
Absolutely. Very similar structure for all genders. The anus is the external opening, lots of nerve endings.
And inside?
You have the sphincter muscles. External and internal, they control things, create that tight feeling.
And we can consciously control the outer one.
Yep. Think about holding it in or letting go. That's the external sphincter. The internal one is automatic.
Is the sensitivity the same all the way in?
Good question. No. The first bit, the anal canal, is very sensitive to touch, vibration, delicate tissue, lots of nerves.
Okay.
Further in, you reach the rectum. It's more expansive, looser tissue, more sensitive to pressure, like from penetration.
And it's not just straight, is it?
No, there's a gentle curve, sort of like an S, towards the navel, then back towards the spine, then navel again. Can vary a bit person to person.
Which is why going slow and gentle is important for anal play.
Definitely. Gradual exploration is key.
And for people with male anatomy, there's the prostate, the P-spot.
That's right. The male G-spot, some call it. About an inch or two inside on the front wall, walnut-sized.
And stimulating it.
Can be intensely pleasurable. Some men orgasm just from that, or combined with other stimulation.
And while those with female anatomy don't have a prostate, anal sex can still be enjoyable for them too.
For sure. For all the other reasons, the nerve endings, the pressure sensations.
Yeah, so that's a good anatomical base. Now, the toys. Why even bring them into the picture?
Well, think about it. Masturbation is often how we first explore, right? Discover what feels good.
It's self-discovery.
Totally. And it has benefits: orgasm, fantasy, stress relief, better sleep, just connecting with your body.
And toys can enhance that solo experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Helps you learn your responses, maybe work pelvic floor muscles, or just, spice things up.
Right. And you mentioned vibrators earlier. For people new to masturbation or finding orgasm tricky,
A vibrator can be a game changer. That consistent, focused stimulation can really help unlock things.
but this self-knowledge isn't just for solo time, is it?
Not at all. The more you know what you like, what gets you going.
The better you can communicate that to a partner.
Exactly. It's fundamental to sexual health. And frankly, better partnered sex.
How does knowing yourself translate to better experiences with someone?
Well, you can guide them, right? Show them what works. Leads to more fulfilling sex for both.
Makes sense. You also mentioned pelvic floor muscles, PC muscles.
Yes. Especially relevant for people with vulvas. These muscles support your organs, but they can weaken.
Do too.
Oh, things like weight changes, pregnancy, childbirth, even just inactivity or aging.
Okay, how do you find them? And exercise them.
You can try stopping your pee midstream that engages them, or insert a finger gently and squeeze around it.
And then just squeeze and release.
Pretty much. In sets. Doing it consistently can increase sensitivity, responsiveness, flexibility down there.
And people report benefits for arousal.
Orgasm.
Yes. Stronger orgasms, better arousal, even better bladder control sometimes.
Are there tools for that? There are. Benoit balls, things like Betty's vaginal barbell. They had weight, resistance, internal sensation while you move.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, shifting to toys and partnered sex. How do they help there?
Well, sometimes they're practical problem solvers.
Like how?
If libido is low, a vibrator can kickstart arousal. Penis pumps can help with erection issues.
Cock rings too, right? For maintaining an erection, maybe lasting longer.
Exactly. They can help with premature ejaculation sometimes, prolong things.
But it's not just about fixing problems.
No way. Toys help expand your repertoire beyond just, intercourse.
But get away from the intercourse is the only goal idea.
Right. There's mutual masturbation, manual sex, oral sex, so many ways to connect.
And toys are great if intercourse isn't possible or desired.
Definitely. Think high-risk pregnancy, postpartum, medical stuff, ED. Toys keep intimacy alive.
What are some specific advantages of using toys together?
Okay, keeping things going when maybe one partner is physically tired.
Good one.
Helping someone reach orgasm if they need direct clitoral stimulation, which intercourse doesn't always provide.
Facilitating simultaneous orgasms, maybe.
Yes, or just making multiple orgasms more achievable. They open up possibilities.
So we know the why. Let's get into the how. Choosing the right toy. Where do you start? It's overwhelming.
It really can be. The absolute first step. Think about function. What do you want the toy to do?
Okay. Focus on the goal.
Exactly. Want a blockout site? Blindfold? Need specific clitoral buzz? Look at vibe shape for that.
Vaginal barbells for PC muscles and internal weight.
Butt plugs for that feeling of fullness. It's all about the desired sensation or effect.
So maybe we can categorize them by function. Give people an overview.
Good idea. Okay, for external clitoral stimulation.
Bullets, wands, wearables, ergonomic shapes. Lots of vibrators there.
Right. Then, vaginal penetration with vibration.
Insertable vibes, vibrating dildos, G-spot focused ones, maybe smart toys.
What about hitting both at once, clit and vagina simultaneously?
Ah, the classic rabbit-style vibrators designed just for that.
Perfect. Now, vaginal penetration, non-vibrating.
Dildos, handheld wands, those vaginal barbells again.
And for G-spot stimulation specifically.
Curved vibrators, curved dildos, or wands. Sometimes wand vibes have special attachments too.
Makes sense. Moving on to anal play with vibration.
Anal vibrators, vibrating plugs, some inflatable ones vibrate too.
And anal non-vibrating.
Beads, plugs of all shapes and sizes, dildos, curved wands again. Okay, what about strap-on sex?
Dildos, obviously. Some vibrate. Different harness styles, thigh harnesses.
And simultaneous penetration for both partners.
Double-headed dildos, some other unique designs.
Wow. Okay, that covers a lot of ground functionally.
Yeah, see, thinking function first really helps narrow it down.
What about things like realism? Does that matter to people?
For some, absolutely. They want toys that look and feel like real anatomy.
Like dildos with veins, circumcised heads, balls.
Exactly. Or penis sleeves designed to look like a vulva or anus in detail.
Are there specific materials for that realistic feel?
Yeah, thermoplastics brand names like Cyberskin are common. And some silicone blends, like Vic Skin, they aim for that lifelike texture.
Interesting. And size. That seems subjective.
Totally subjective. Small or large means different things to different bodies.
So checking measurements is key, especially for insertables.
Definitely. And think about use solo versus partnered. Maybe a smaller vibe is easier to use during intercourse, for example.
Good point. This leads right into materials, which feels really crucial.
It absolutely is. Material impacts safety, feel, durability, everything.
What are some common, maybe less expensive materials?
You often find rubber, vinyl, softened PVC. PVC uses phthalates, which are plasticizers.
Found in, like, older adult stores sometimes.
Often, yeah, they're budget-friendly, but the big drawback is they tend to be porous.
And porous means?
It means they have tiny holes, basically, can trap bacteria, harder to clean properly, big hygiene issue.
Okay, so what's the better alternative?
Silicone. Medical grade or platinum silicone is generally the gold standard.
Why is that?
It's non-porous. Easy to clean, easy to sterilize, you can boil it, dishwasher top rack, no detergent, diluted bleach.
Wow, okay.
Plus it's durable, warms up to body temp nicely. Feels good.
Any downsides or things to know about silicone?
The big one, only use water-based lube with silicone toys. Silicone lube can actually break down silicone toys over time.
Good tip. Any reputable silicone brands people should look for?
Vixen Creations, Fun Factory, Tantus, Jollies. Those are some well-known ones for quality silicone.
But the industry isn't super regulated, right?
Unfortunately, no. Labels can sometimes be misleading. If you're unsure, contacting the manufacturer directly isn't a bad idea.
And we're seeing more phthalate-free labels now.
Yeah, thankfully. Awareness is growing. And you mentioned Vixskin earlier. That's Vixen's blend, trying to get realistic feel with silicone's benefits.
Right. Handmade, often pricier.
Usually, yeah. What about hard materials, like acrylic?
Acrylic or lucite, often crystal clear, hard. Can be great for G-spot stuff with those curves.
Less common now, maybe.
A bit, but still around. Hypoallergenic, usually. Can be pricey. Look for seamless ones. Lube sticks well, but avoid alcohol cleaners.
Okay. And glass.
Ooh, glass is lovely.
Mm.
Hard, smooth, often like art pieces. Great for firm pressure. G-spot again.
What kind of glass is best?
Borosilicate, like Pyrex. Resists heat, cold, shock better. Compatible with all lubes. But obviously, it can chip or break. Handle with care.
Right.
Right. Lastly, metal.
Metal toys, usually aluminum or stainless steel. Smooth, firm, durable, non-porous.
And they conduct temperature.
Yeah. Which adds another sensation layer, warm or cool play. It can be expensive too. Brands like Enjoy, Big T's, Tantus Alumina are known here.
Okay, that's a great materials overview. Super helpful. Let's dive deeper into vibrators now. They seem to be the most popular category.
Undeniably. And it makes sense, right? Direct stimulation of nerve endings feels good.
Simple as that. And you mentioned earlier, for many people, it's their first orgasm experience.
Very common, yeah. Especially for vulva owners. Sometimes it takes that consistent buzz to figure out what works, you know.
It bypasses the guesswork, maybe?
Kind of. So choosing a vibe. We talked function first. External, internal, both.
Right. Then appearance realistic, fun colors, discreet, artsy.
Then power and speed. Huge range there. And vibration patterns. Not just buzzing anymore.
Fluttering, ways, kneading. You can really customize.
Exactly. Noise level is another factor. Quiet too. Less quiet.
Important if you have roommates.
Or thin walls. And waterproof is great for easy cleaning or shower play.
Okay, let's run through some specific styles. Bullet vibes.
Compact, often very intense, pinpoint vibration. Good for targeted spots.
Fingertip vibes.
Slip on your finger, enhance manual stimulation. Good for beginners, often quieter.
Ergonomic ones,
Yeah.
shaped for the clit.
Yeah, designed to fit comfortably against the clitoris, sometimes hands-free.
And the big wands, like the magic wand.
Powerful external vibes often plug in. Some have attachments for G-spot too, like the G-Wiz.
You mentioned the oscillator earlier, different motion.
Yeah, it oscillates back and forth instead of vibrating or rotating. Different sensation, gentler for some.
Wearable vibes.
Yeah.
For during intercourse.
Yep. Attached to straps or undies. Hands-free clit stimulation, great for face-to-face positions.
And some are just unique shapes, not phallic.
Totally. Round ones, abstract shapes, designed for versatility, like the Tuyo.
Hands-free cones.
Larger, stable base, good for different positions, solo or partnered.
What about the classic slimline vibrator?
Often inexpensive, hard plastic, phallic shape. Kind of a basic workhorse. Usually vaginal use only. Check for a flared base if considering anal.
And silicone phallic vibes.
Higher quality upgrade, Better material, often textured, more durable. Fun factory makes a lot of these.
And remember, insertable vibes can often be used externally too.
Good point. Don't forget dual action vibes hitting clit and vagina at once. Rabbit style is the most common.
Some have those face designs.
Yeah, originated in Japan due to laws about realistic toys.
And then, smart vibes, tech integration.
Right, some sync to music, some vibrate with phone calls.
Web-enabled ones for long-distance control.
Exactly. Internet controlled for cybersex. Technology meets pleasure.
Wild. Okay, let's switch gears. Pleasure for penis owners. Sleeves and pumps.
Popular masturbation aids, definitely. Help connect with the body, explore desires.
Sleeves slip over the penis.
Yeah.
Textured inside.
Yep. Often stretchy, one size fits most, though tighter options exist. Some mimic anatomy, some add girth length for intercourse, some vibrate.
Cleaning must be important.
Very.
Yeah.
Instructions vary by material. Some soap and water, some need special care, like cornstarch, like the fleshlight.
Okay. And penis pumps. What's the deal there?
Cylinder and pump create a vacuum, drawing blood in for an erection.
Used for?
The suction sensation itself, achieving or strengthening erections, maybe prolonging them, but important, they do not permanently increase size.
Got it. Any features?
Some have vibes, soft attachments. Use lube, pump slowly, don't overdo the time, usually 15 minutes max.
Right. Cock rings? What types are there?
Simplest are soft, non-adjustable, rubber, nitrile, silicone. Cheap, basic function. Fit can be tricky.
Silicone, probably better quality.
Generally, yes. And nitrile is latex-free. Need lube to put them on easier on a semi-hard penis. Tight, but shouldn't cut off circulation. Max 15-20 minutes wear time.
Adjustable ones sound easier.
They are. Leather, neoprene, rubber with Velcro or snaps. Adjust tightness as you get harder.
And vibrating ones.
Usually for intercourse. Built-in vibe or a spot for a bullet. Position it for clitoral or base stimulation. Works best in close contact positions.
Some have 2 vibrators.
Yeah, double the buzz.
And advanced rings.
Metal ones, size is critical there. Double rings, locking ones, designer styles. Lots of options.
Okay, let's talk non-vibrating insertables. Dildos and wands.
Huge variety here, too. Materials from rubber to wood, all sizes, shapes from realistic phallic to abstract curves.
Dildos, often harness compatible, wands, more handheld.
Generally, yeah.
Why use a dildo if a penis is present? That comes up sometimes.
It's a fair question. They're complementary, not replacements. Partnered play, maybe one partner enjoys watching the other use it.
Learning what their partner likes.
Exactly. Bridging orgasm gaps, G-spot targeting, it requires communication, addressing potential insecurity. It's still you giving pleasure.
So choosing a dildo price. Material silicone's great.
Aesthetics, realistic, abstract. And harness compatibility needs that flared base.
Are there vibrating dildos too?
Yep. Either built-in vibes or a space for a bullet vibe. Inflatable ones exist too.
Okay. And wands, usually harder materials.
Often, yeah. Glass, metal, wood, acrylic. Can be pricier. Shapes very phallic, curved, S shapes, U shapes. Great for firm G-spot or prostate pressure.
We mentioned some wand examples earlier. Acrylic, glass, metal, wood.
Right. Crystal wand, enjoy wands, knob essence. Lots of beautiful functional designs.
How should someone approach using a dildo or wand for the first time?
Lube, lube, lube. Start slow, tease, maybe warm up with fingers first. Combine with clitoral or perineal stimulation. Gentle insertion.
And specific prostate toys.
Yes, designed just for the P-spot. Aneros massagers, enjoy fun plug, things like that.
All right, let's talk strap-ons. Getting ready for the ride.
Basically, dildos worn with a harness for penetration.
Guy harnesses too, for different positions.
Yeah, they attach to the thigh, opens up unique angles.
Strap-ons seem increasingly popular for women penetrating partners.
Definitely. It's exciting, intimate, pushes boundaries sometimes, gives the wearer control, frees hands, and the base rubbing can feel good too.
Can you add vibration?
Sure. Some harnesses have vibe pockets or use vibrating dildos. Double penetration toys exist too.
Choosing a harness.
Yeah.
Material, style, cost.
Sold separately or in kits. Leather, vinyl, nylon. Basic to elaborate. Depends on look and budget. Make sure it fits snugly.
Are there strap-ons for men?
Less common, but yes. For ED, backup power, or just trying something new. Specific men's harnesses exist, or some two-strap ones work.
Okay, let's shift to sensation play. Igniting the senses.
Fun stuff. Feathers, classic, sensual, teasing, tickling, great for beginners.
Massage oil.
Sets the mood, enhances touch. Be careful, can stain, and avoid genitals if sex is planned. Potential infection risk. Silicone lube can be a good oil-free massage alternative.
Massage oil candles sound intriguing.
They're cool. Low-temp wax melts into worm oil. Ambience plus massage.
Edible body paints and dusts.
Playful, tasty. Drawing, writing on skin. Some dusts come with feathers.
Liquid latex?
Skin-safe latex you paint on dries tight like temporary rubberware. The sensation of applying and peeling it off is part of the appeal.
Okay, bondage time. Time up.
Bondage is basically erotic restraint. Huge spectrum, found everywhere from kinky scenes to vanilla couples just holding hands down playfully.
Teasing too. More intense stuff. Power dynamics.
Exactly. Dominance, submission, but safety is key. Communication, trust, limits, safe words, non-negotiable.
Like yellow for slowdown, red for stop.
Precisely. Blindfolds are simple, heighten other senses, build anticipation.
Bondage cape.
That plastic stuff that sticks to itself, not skin. Cheap, easy, no knots. Practice, not pinching.
Cuffs, wrist, ankle.
Lots of material styles. Lined or comfier. Velcro, buckles. Not too loose, not too tight. Connect them or tie to things.
And those door jammer underbed kits.
Non-permanent setups. Easy ways to try restraint without installing hardware. Sports Sheets makes popular ones.
The super sex sling.
That's for bondage without needing frames or beams. Padded neck, Velcro cuffs, elevates the pelvis nicely.
Resources exist for more advanced stuff.
Oh yeah, lots of books and videos for learning more complex techniques safely.
Okay, now crack the whip. Kinky toys, BDSM.
BDSM is that umbrella term. Bondage discipline, dominant submission, sadism, masochism, exploring pain, pleasure, limits, altered states.
Most people mix elements.
Usually. It's about intense sensation play, often exploring that line between pleasure and pain. Endorphins get released.
Big emotional component too. Role play, boundary.
Fantasies, fears. It's complex. And you don't need to identify as BDSM to try these toys, but for advanced stuff, seek experienced guidance.
Paddle slappers, crops. For spanking.
Yep. Gentle to painful, endorphin rush again, target fleshy areas, butt, thighs, void bones, joints. Can be punishment, submission, role play. Intensity depends on force.
Floggers.
Handle with tails, swung over shoulder or sideways. Again, only fleshy areas. No joints, spine, lower back, kidneys, neck, face. Starts very gently.
Okay, let's talk furniture. Grown-up swing sets.
Furniture made just for sex. Sex swings hang from ceiling beams or frames.
Why use one?
Boardlet the bed. Want a dramatic makeover. Like suspension. Can suspend one or both partners. Allows different positions. Weightless feeling. Encourages connection.
Sex slings. Different from swings.
Common in BDSM fetish. Often hung, too. Continuous piece. Maybe leather or webbing. Leg attachments. More about specific positioning than the hammock feel of a swing. Often one partner reclines, other stand sits. Travel slings exist too.
The bonker. Integrates with a bed.
For framed beds, yeah. Metal frame, handles, straps. Gives leverage, unique angles, elevates partner.
Vibrator shapes. Those firm pillows.
Exactly. Designed for optimal sex angles. Great for different body sizes, back issues, mobility problems. Helps get hotter angles in basic positions or support for bondage.
Fetish fantasy tilt master.
Curved inflatable seat. Comfortable positioning, rocking motion, handles.
And the monkey rocker.
Ha! Yeah. The ultimate solo penetration chair. Dildo attachment moves as you rock. Uses any harness-compatible dildo. Controls speed depth with your motion.
Wow. Okay. Essential topic. Lubricants. Wetter is better.
Absolutely. Lube makes pretty much everything better. All genders, all ages, all activities.
Vaginal lubrication isn't always enough, right? Even when aroused.
Totally depends on hormones, stress, medication. And the anus has no natural lube. So for comfortable, pleasurable toy use or anal sex, lube is essential.
What are the main types?
Water-based is most common. Easy cleanup, safe with latex, and most toys downside can dry out quicker.
Some have glycerin. Potential issue.
Yeah, for some people prone to yeast infections. Glycerin-free options are easy to find, though. Lots of natural organic ones, too, now.
Okay. Silicone-based.
Slicker, lasts longer. But teat, not safe with silicone toys, remember, can damage them. Safe with latex. Can stain fabric sometimes.
Oil-based.
Generally not for vaginal use, infection risk. Breaks down latex, so condoms dams fail. Can damage some toys. Best for male masturbation. Hand jobs last long, less sticky. Check labels for staining. Wash off before other penetration.
Flavored lubes.
For oral sex, yeah. Lots of brands, lots of flavors.
Quick cleanup options.
Unscented, alcohol-free baby wipes work, or specific sex wipes.
Warming lubes.
Create a warming sensation ingredients like honey, menthol, cinnamon. Enhances arousal for some, too intense for others, especially anally.
Okay, final big topic. Care, cleaning, safety.
Super important. Safer sex applies to toys, too. They can transmit STIs via bodily fluids.
How likely is that?
Considered rare, but possible. Best practices. Monogamous, tested negative couples can share non-porous toys after cleaning disinfecting. Anal toys always need sanitizing between partners.
If STI status is unknown,
Use condoms on porous toys or just don't share them. Non-porous toys can be shared after proper sterilization.
makes sense. General care.
Treat them like any tool. Clean, care for, store properly. Charge rechargeables fully first time. Follow instructions. Remove batteries for storage. Use good alkaline ones.
Storage.
Cool, dry place. Away from sun heat, air circulation helps. Keep them discreet if needed. Roommates, kids, pets, dedicated drawers, or storage bags boxes.
Cleaning specifics by material. Porous ones like latex, PVC, cyberskin.
Warm water, mild soap, or toy cleaner cannot be sterilized. Use condoms for sharing. Cyberskin often needs specific care rinse, air dry, cornstarch only, store separately.
Silicone. Non-porous.
Hot water antibacterial soap or toy cleaner can sterilize, boil, bleach soak, dishwasher top rack, no detergent, air dry, can share after sanitizing, store ideally separated from other soft materials. Satin bags are good.
Hard plastics, acrylic.
Warm water mild soap or toy cleaner.
Yeah.
Assume can't be sterilized unless stated non-porous. Acrylic can be sterilized in diluted bleach, no boiling dishwasher alcohol. Air dry. Store in soft bag to prevent scratches.
Glass. Non-porous.
Warm water antibacterial soap or toy cleaner. Sterilize with bleach or alcohol. Air dry. Borosilicate can go in dishwasher. Gentle, no detergent. Store carefully in soft, cushioned bags can chip. Discard if chipped.
Metal. Non-porous.
Warm water antibacterial soap or cleaner. Can usually sterilize. Checkmaker. Dry thoroughly. Store carefully to avoid scratches.
Exotic materials like wood.
Always follow the manufacturer's instructions for those.
Okay. So, building your toy box, think about storage solutions. Keep things clean, out of sight if needed.
And there are tons of resources if people want to explore more books, videos, good stores, trusted brands, sex ed sites.
Definitely.
So wrapping up this deep dive, drawing from the big book of sex toys, we really hope this has given everyone a useful, approachable look at this huge topic.
Yeah, hopefully demystified some things. Maybe take a second now to think about what stood out to you.
Was it the anatomy insights, the sheer range of toys, the importance of materials?
Or just the possibilities for enhancing pleasure, solo or partnered? Self-discovery.
And feel free to explore more. Research specific toys. Look into BDSM safety if that piqued your interest. Check out some resources.
And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Remember that pleasure is personal. It's your journey.
Exactly. And having knowledge about your body, about the tools available, that just empowers you to explore that journey fully and safely.
Well said. Thanks everyone for taking this deep dive with us today.